Yes, y'all. Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have opinions or queries you wish to share, we have multiple ways to be reached. The email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. On Twitter, it's at skimpod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
And if you're feeling froggy, go on and jump into our voicemail line at 216-3028-POD. That's 216-3028-8763. The show can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and as always at our website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com.
Stays Crunchy.
Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show on your own social media feeds. And if you want to get at us directly, feel free to reach out via our personal Twitter.
Stays.
It's at Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, The Real ODP, and I'm your host, Tabrail713.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
What's good, my folks? The road to 400 begins now. Stage Crunchy and Milk episode 301. As always, we're in 200 Public Square. Who I think time is short. A lot of people have left the company over yonder here. And right now, them shelves looking mighty bare. There's Aquafina or Evian. That was it for water choice.
I feel like
it was the ton of Dasani, but I don't really fuck with Dasani.
I feel like either they're. I mean, I know they're going through a leadership change. It seems like, and
maybe the new person don't realize they need to order shit. Also, we coming back off a holiday, so you know.
Yeah, and I just thought about that before I walked up here. Like places, you know, some places take a hiatus for this week, but
and reset and start anew.
Yeah, this is kids are getting out of school. And I don't know, do fucking parents just take the whole a whole summer off? It seems like if they got it that good.
I don't know how. I mean. So last year, I had a few weeks off, whatever it was, from my carpal tunnel surgery. So I really was with the kids for a bit, but I don't know if that's really my mush. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to go where they want to go. Like both my children, Xander and Lita, were both gone for big swaths of this weekend, this past holiday weekend. It was the least it's the most they've been away from me since they used to go to their mom's house. So I'm like, man, this is unusual for me to be just at the house on my lonesome. So it was an interesting time to have that go down. But yeah, I don't know if I would. I guess my dough was righteous and I could summer vacation with them, sure thing. But they getting so old, they got their own lives to live, you know.
Yeah,
I would be an impediment. We were looking up beaches for Toronto over the weekend.
Beaches in Toronto?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
this is news to me, and I'm going on the trip. Do tell.
Well, literally, we were just doing it over the weekend, and I told Xander about it. He was like super amped about it. He's like, "Oh, really?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "You could swim in Lake Ontario." I go, "You can knock two lakes off your list, two of the Great Lakes off your list at that point that you've actually been in." As it turns out, the beaches of Toronto in that general area are a ferry ride away coming south, and I don't know, at some point you might go to the beach, or you go not. You might say you're grown ass man. You be like, no, thank you, sir. One of those beaches, if you were so inclined, is a Nude beach. And when Vanessa heard that, she was super excited. And I go, I have children. I'm not going to Nude beach, but the option is there.
I'm good on that one.
And
if I go to the regular beach, I'm probably still wearing a t-shirt size. I'm not fully prepared to drop trout and go run across the sand with all the other swinging dongs.
I think you're like a young guy. I think if you go to the beaches, mostly usually old people. So you be out there, you be the young swinging dick out there. You won't be like the old.
I'll be the young tucked up inside my body dick out there, not swinging it in any way.
But you can get yourself half going.
Never in my life will I ever be able to helicopter.
Oh, well.
You let the heat get to your balls. You might be able to wake that one.
Nah, y'all assuming too much. I only get to swing in size when we're ready to go. And at that point, can't swing with something that is rigid.
Would you go to a nude beach?
I go to a nude beach?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will go to a nude
Maybe.
beach.
Yeah.
Why not? What if we could promise there's no robots there?
Well, I'm not the one that has a problem with robots.
That's my point. It's if say it's just a new beach with regular ass people, would she be okay with it? But if she heard that there was robot servants there or whatever, that'd be a problem.
What does a robot titty look like?
The robots don't even have to be nude. They could just be in like Baywatch type material. I don't know.
All right, well,
The hotel I'm staying at in Boston when I go for my birthday has robot servers.
I thought you were about to say Nude Beach, and like,
No, like literally, like if I order room service, or you can rent like consoles. A robot comes to your door.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So
well, not a humanoid robot, right? It's
no, it's basically more in the line of Roomba.
Why don't we have more humanoid robots?
It's the uncanny valley. They look so unlike humans that it's uncomfortable.
Well, who cares?
Us,
I'm talking
it's
about
our-
functionality.
It's our brain
not,
works.
not comfort.
Yeah. So
What if I need a robot that has hands and, you know?
you trust a robot? I guess if and
Would I trust a robot to jerk me off?
no, what I'm saying. Well, I mean, hey, what I'm saying is, I guess
How quickly it gets to just jerking you off.
if they did,
That's how technology gets
if
advanced.
they did the work and made sure that it could never have more pressure than X.
Then it malfunctions, and then we
Yeah,
start
see,
reading
that's the
about
thing
like,
though. Like jacking off is in the eye of the beholder. Is like one man's tight sleeve is another man's is like another man's loose.
Well, yeah, but you know, you set the arm to your liking.
It would have to be. It would be like when you go shoe shopping and you got to measure your foot to figure out what shoe you need. You'd have to figure out what pressure system you like, so you know wherever you go what to set it to.
Maybe that's why I don't enjoy hand jobs from other people. It's just like, what are you doing? It's either like you're touching it like you can't hurt it, or you're touching it like you can. Like just use some other part of your or one of those other holes. I don't know. I'm just not into handies. They just aren't sexy to me.
Hey man.
I know you read a book when you was little and somebody spit in their hand and it was.
No, that's not. I've never actually had that happen. But I'm a man who enjoys a handy. I just do. And I'm okay with that.
Never to yuck your yum.
I'm not trying to yuck nobody's yum, but I'm just saying like a robot isn't going to be any better.
I don't want a robot handy. A man want a robot handy.
No,
Oh no! I know.
Hey, how did it get that way? I thought you were just asking. I thought that was just the logical
I
conclusion of your
asked about
questioning.
Nude Beach.
I'd try it. If I'm being honest, I would try it.
Why do we trust the robot's
I would do
vagina
it-
more than a robot's
I would do
hand?
it like in the privacy of my own home, though. It wouldn't be like the massage chairs in the middle of the mall.
All right, well, no, of course. I mean,
I think the massage chairs in the mall got more cum on them than anything
I'm not
else.
I'm not an exhibitionist. I don't want to be out in public getting Andes or whatever.
I feel like when you on it, but I just feel like back to bringing around to a nude beach. I just kind of feel like, it's so many other people naked. Nobody's really paying you any
Yeah,
attention.
really, exactly.
I mean, if anything, it's just for you could take a dump out in the ocean without feeling in the beach without feeling bad.
Now,
about it.
hey,
Like
now you took this
usually
to a whole nother level.
you gotta go out there and pull out your pants. Like, but now
You never peed while you were out there in the water?
Not a big, because then I'm soaked in my own pee.
You're in the water.
But what makes the pee go away?
It floats
Nothing.
away.
It goes through the fabric of your bathing suit.
Yeah.
It's probably partially trapped there.
I mean, if it makes you feel any worse, I mean, when you go in, it just probably pee anyway.
Lunchbox just gave me a tea-like disappointed face.
It's full of fish pee and so forth.
That
turtle
is true.
pee.
It is fish pee and shit.
I can tell you this then. You wouldn't
I'm
like
not
to.
judging anyone who does. I'm just talking
You'll
about
probably
my
never
personal-
want to shower in my bathroom because I've peed in the shower while showering.
All right, I've done that. But I'm naked in the shower.
But what if it hits your foot? Then it's on your foot.
I wash my foot and some pee's supposed to be sterile.
Oh, just like there's water in the lake.
Yeah, well,
Bro, you don't. And that's okay.
and he does, and that's okay.
Now what happens like
It's all
what
okay,
happens if
man.
we're in the lake next to each other and I pee and it goes in your area?
I can't control that. I'm not going to be mad at you.
How does water get so warm? You motherfucker.
I prefer you didn't.
Well, I can assure you that at this point in my life, I would.
Oh my goodness.
If I have to pee, I'm not running out of the lake to go find a porta potty. I'm just peeing in the lake.
I usually, well, at Edgewater, I usually hang down the other way where the old dock collapsed. People can set fires and have a good time. It's great down there. But ain't no bathrooms down there. There's nothing down there. It seems just dangerous when you think about it, but there's stairs that go down there, so I guess whatever. But that's where, and I ain't swimming in the Edgewater in some years now, but that's just where we're out in King.
I've never been in the water on Lake Erie.
Never been in Lake Erie water?
I've walked through it playing Pokemon, but I've never swam in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I fucks with it. And I go to when I go to, well, not at Edgewater, but the beach out at Geneva. We go every year for our date anniversary. So I go to that beach all the time. That beach is terrible for your feet. I would tell you get to wear yourself some swimming shoes. It's all rocks.
Oh, yeah,
I was about to say, tiny rocks.
Isn't that where
No,
the
not tiny rocks. Big ass river rocks.
I think that's where the famous Hershey Kiss picture came from, right?
Yes, that is where that picture came from. So
Like, what Hershey Kiss picture?
you can see my titty.
T-
You call my
T's-
nipple a
T's
Hershey
nipple.
Kiss.
Super gross. To call it a Hershey
Because
Kiss.
it was like the way he took the picture, it was like right in the forefront.
What the fuck? Hey, I knew what my nigga meant, so it's all good to me. I can't call it, man. So that is.
I remember when he posted it though, it got cropped out.
Where's I crop it at? I'm not really a give a fuck. Oh well, hey, can't call it. But yeah, that's where that picture is taken at. So like I said, I am regularly regular enough, I guess. At least annually, I swim in Lake Erie at some point. And like I said, I'm super hyped about swimming in Lake Ontario because Canada got super ass fucking litigious ass rules about how the water quality has to be, and they be like, here
Not
we are.
America, not anymore.
Yeah. So on that side of the business, you good to the go. Like, thank you. Thanks for looking out for me like that. Yeah, I was really studying this art yesterday. I was reading up on that hard. So, I hope you enjoyed episode 300's opening. That's the old school opening for the newer listeners, and whatever. It's already it's already edited and ready to go. So that is if you're wondering like what the hell happened last week, I thought I'd take it back to the beginning. The homie Tomboy made that music back in the day for us.
Yeah, he's crunchy.
Yeah.
Milk.
So
Okay.
that is what that show opens with, and you'll listen to me like, man, this really is kind of old school kind of vibe to it. Like, yeah.
You were talking from the future because that episode's not out yet, right?
Yeah, by the time I hear this, it is.
It's our future,
So what's
but it's not the listener's future. That's why time travel is so
I think
confusing.
he has everybody's future.
it's your present because it's already edited. But you'll hear it
in my
in your
future,
future.
but they heard it in their past.
This is like trying to figure out Endgame.
I was bothered by so did Thor take his hammer with him?
He did.
So what happened to the hammer?
Captain
When
America
Cap went
took it
back,
back.
he took the hammer with
He
him.
had it in his hand when he left.
Oh,
Did he have it when he came back?
No.
No.
But that's the point. When he was dropping off
I missed
the
that.
When he was dropping off the Infinity Stones, he made the point to take Mjolnir with him. So that way everything should sprinkle. Everything but Cap himself should slide back in the slot. The thing about this is, hold on, let's just go and lay it out.
All right.
People be bugging out like, man, that means Captain America was making out with his own niece and shit like that there. No, they literally told you what the deal is. When Cap went back in time, that becomes an offshoot. It is its own thing separate from our timeline.
So he was never Captain America then?
There might be a Captain America in that timeline, but that timeline does its own damn thing separate from our timeline.
also, if he's making out with his own niece, it's niece by marriage. So everyone got really quiet.
I considered your point.
No,
so.
I was running like a thing in my head where I was like trying to figure out the line of time
Yeah.
because the way they express it in the movie, it's like a straight line. But the way it actually works out in this universe, it's not a straight line.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking roller coaster of loop-de-loops and shit because
Yeah.
the original line was straight, and then they double back to go do other shit back there, which creates like a new timeline. So it's sort of like a corkscrew because the new line just like going alongside the old. Yeah, it really is like a corkscrew.
So if
the
they
old
did all
line,
that
it's like the
shit-
double loop. Like it goes, then it loops back, and then a second line forms next to the old one. And they're just running until the other one goes past it.
But if they did all that
Okay.
shit, Thanos can come back and do that shit all over again.
I mean, I imagine it could have as many loops as it needs,
Yeah.
just create infinite,
It literally, he
corkscrews.
like when Tony showed it was a Mobius strip, which is an infinite loop.
Yeah.
It makes.
So it doesn't work if you think of time as a straight line,
Yeah.
but it works if you think of it as a corkscrew.
Okay.
Just saying.
Man, we just figured out science. But yes, him making out with his niece, I'm okay with it.
Perfectly fine with it. Science
He didn't know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, neither one of them knew. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like my man.
It's not like he was being bad Uncle Steve.
I mean, it's just like how... I can't say anything because you're not that far. Let's talk about that later.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I stopped myself.
Wait.
Well played, sir.
Oh, Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Okay. I was to the part where you told me that, you revealed that somebody, the Greyjoy guy, accidentally diddled his sister.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, she didn't stop him. It still was shocking when it happened. Like, oh, this is what Tyrell was talking about.
Oh, you got there. What was it, season 1 or season 2?
It is season 2.
Okay. Y'all went through season 1?
We went through season 1. We're at
Get the
6
fuck out
episodes
there.
into season 2.
I'm very proud of you. Bruh, it was
thought I
not
was
my
gonna give up?
expectation.
This is
No, I
what
just
y'all
thought
fighting
Tom was
about?
not going to be on your side.
Is this what y'all were fighting about? You were okay with it?
Don't do
shooting
that. Don't do
No.
I figured you'd cut it out.
Oh, she don't listen. Who gives a damn?
But her friends
She
did.
was in an episode that one I just did, what's called the
I
Patreon
have to play
episode
that Patreon episode.
that she will never hear unless he so shares it with her. So,
Did you share it with her?
I will share it with her. Well, I only listened to it today.
so
My son has mic presence. He really did project well, and you picked up every word he said.
like I said, it was a delight to me. So that all worked itself out. I did have, like I said, I was once your wife told me that you were concerned about your kid's name being on there, I knew to start looking for it.
Okay.
And so when I found it, I was like, oh yeah. And I explained to her like, no, yeah, I got a technique for that. Worry not, I can make names go away. So I got that.
So we'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, this is the Real ODP's dad. Want to help support your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast? Well, head on over to patreon.com/Stays Country and Milk and see what goodies we have available there in exchange for your support. Come on, help my son out, even though he's a jerk. He's a jerk. Once again, that's patreon.com/Stays Country and Milk. Come on, go ahead and do it. What do you think, you're cute or something? You think you're cute? Hey, Dad, what are you doing?
And now back to Skim.
I want to tell y'all about, and then I want to ask y'all what y'all felt about this. I've been listening to this new podcast, or a podcast new to me, called Good Christian Fun. And on this podcast, the point of this podcast is these people who grew up in the church, but are not really super churchy no more.
My assumption is they save themselves for marriage and just do over the pants handies. Good Christian fun.
What they do is they discuss often Christian media, like Christian pop culture, because it's a thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole other world of shit that like.
Shit, yeah, they brought a Christian rock band to our high school to play. And it wasn't even like a Catholic high school at this time. I was in public school,
Yeah.
but it was definitely like a religious rock band.
Huh.
And so
They use public
Stained?
funds to pay for that? They use public funds to pay for that?
Apparently,
But what normally takes place is the first, let's say, half of the episode is oftentimes them just discussing where their guest is in their walk of life, and are they a faithful type person? Are they if they are, why? If they're not, why? And so forth and so on. And it's been interesting to hearing people be like people came up sooner than I did. That's what I like to say. My man from Culture Kings, Jaquise Neal was on there, and Carl Tart was on there. Carl Tart, who was recently on the episode of Doughboy. It's the only reason I say that because I think Anthony has heard that episode.
Yes, I did. I don't miss an episode of Doughboys.
Yeah, and these are people who came up down south, just like me, and basically church every Sunday, Bible study Wednesdays, and so forth and so on. So it's like that's what's been interesting to be listening, because Vanessa's like, why do you listen to this? I go,
It was my life.
It very much touches a part of my life that I don't think about much anymore. And I was like, it's interesting how that is. It doesn't make me want to go to church at all. It just makes me. In fact, it refreshes me. I'm like, no, thank you. But it also does make me.
I
think,
miss wet fried chicken.
But it makes you think about the church going experience when I was little. And so I don't know. I figured I'd approach y'all on the subject like, what was if y'all went to church when y'all was little? What was y'all church going experience like when y'all was little?
Yeah, church was something I went to almost every Sunday for a long time. Every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday night sometimes.
Yeah.
I fell asleep a lot.
Oh yeah, when you was little, you got away with that shit. Like, you know, my grandmother used to we have peppermints in her purse, and then she used to let me draw. I lay down on the pew, be doodling and shit.
They drug me to Catholic church a lot. The Catholic church is very like regimented as far as like when they do certain things.
Yeah, it's up down situation, bro.
It's like you got the spot in the beginning where they do the storytelling, they read from the different books, yada yada yada, and then it's up downs for a little bit before all the people who are able to drink juice and eat wafers go and do that.
So y'all only went on. What was that?
You skipped the homily, also known as the priest freestyling.
Freestyling.
Oh, where he's just like acapella up there. Yeah.
Forever and ever.
Basically, that's your sermon if you're
Oh man.
that's your sermon if you're in any other church situation. They call it the homily for whatever reason.
But like, yeah, because I wasn't baptized and I didn't really care what was going on.
Yeah.
I would find myself just kind of like wandering around the room, looking at the different people and looking at the decorations on the walls and shit.
The scary decorations.
Yeah, like all the angels and shit up there, like the bleeding Jesuses, all that stuff. Like, yeah.
I wasn't even like deep into Catholicism. I had to go to Catholic school. I had to go to church when Xander was when Xander was first in kindergarten, because he went to a Catholic kindergarten, and a part of that was like you had to attend service. But even now, when I hear somebody say, "May the force be with you," I always think, "and also be with you."
Yeah.
Which has nothing to do with the force.
Shit, we got in trouble
there is no
in school
response to that.
because they would make us go to church every Friday at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Like as a school.
Yeah.
And when they the peace be with you, there were people around me doing like the peace sign and saying pieces, pieces, pieces.
Yeah.
And we got in trouble for that shit.
Right. Xander to this day. So my children self-identifies as atheists, but their grandma is hard on that shit as of late, and said like we go over there and she be trying to make us watch movies that she describes as Christian movies and stuff out there. Like for some reason she seems to really be worried about
their souls?
your religious situation. Not their soul. She just wants them going to church. Mind you, this woman goes to church twice a year, Christmas and Easter. So it's not like she's so goddamn religious, but she feels that my children just straight up saying, "Now don't fuck with that. It's too far gone." And I'm like, they wildin', and I go, and that's another reason they don't like kicking with their grandma. But I'm sorry, y'all gotta go through that. But you get noticed sooner or later. You just be like,
I like keeping interactions personally to holidays for that kind of shit because like I don't feel the need to lie about what I believe in or what I do. But I know for the sanity of my parents that in some regards is best if I don't speak about what I do, or what I believe or not believe in.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier for me if I keep my interactions to holidays rather than just random weekends.
Hey.
It's a lot easier to perpetuate the lie at that point, or keep my mouth shut.
What about you? How'd you come in? What was your church coming up situation?
Catholic, and all my kids are baptized Catholic, and we sent them the PSR, or which is like, I don't remember what it stands for.
Puerto Rican seeking religion.
Pretty close.
But this was supposed to be the year my daughter was supposed to do First Communion. She didn't want to do it. For whatever reason, she didn't want to do it. And I'm like, am I going to push it that hard? Because I remember my going back to my upbringing, my parents scared me in the church sometimes. Like, I didn't want to go sometimes, and I hate to tell on my parents, but hey, this has got to be done. My mom once said, like, did you look inside that oven? You know how hot it gets? That's what hell's gonna be like. And she wasn't even raised Catholic. She's just been Catholic because my dad's Catholic.
What you going past?
I don't remember. Is Methodist maybe?
So is your wife like heavily religious?
Not really. We're both like, with all the Catholic scandals and like, priest fucking nuns and
nerds.
I guess
fucking nerds. Priest fucking nerd.
I guess if I was in your shoes,
I'm gonna pants you.
I would take
then underwear you.
I would sit my daughter down and I'd be like, look, honey, just go through with this. It's honestly not that big a deal. And even if like it's not like you have to use it. It's like a certification that you never ever have to actually apply to anything.
But the thing was, like, I wasn't
like
passionate enough
algebra.
about it to fight her. Like, I don't know how Catholic I am nowadays. I'm like,
Well, like-
pro-gay marriage. I'm pro-choice.
My grandmother even told me that like she wasn't going to baptize me. She said that like I can make that decision when I got older.
Yeah.
And it was up to me.
I baptized all my kids. I didn't give them a choice. They were just babies.
My grandma also too like I have the one grandmother who her and my grandfather went to church every Saturday evening. She still goes to church. Then my other grandmother, she's baptized, but like, and obviously everyone knows she can't leave the bed now, stroke, whatever. But even back then when she was still perfectly functional as far as moving, she never went to church ever. And she always just told me that like she's like, I'm a believer, but like church is where you are. Like she's like, Mom, it was more like hers, like more of like a spiritual application, where she's like, I can worship from anywhere. I don't have to go to a church to do it. So
I feel the same way. I feel like I'm still spiritual and I have a connection if there is a higher being, but I don't know if I feel like going to church anymore. It's hard with 4 fucking kids too, so
I personally, and I'm not trying to bag on religion when I say this, I just don't see the point of church per se. Like, I understand having a building where people want to go to find answers, or they like there's events or something, but I don't understand the need to like, all right, everybody, we're all going to link up every Sunday from now until we all fucking die to all sing songs together. And like, if people want to do that, that's great, but like, I just don't see the need for it. Like, where in the Bible does it say you have to show up to church on Sunday, otherwise, like, you're not a good Catholic or whatever your religion is? Like, why can't you just still be at home getting ready for the football season and be like, say some rosaries while you're in your bedroom or whatever, or, chuck up the deuce to the God?
That's interesting that you ride out with that. See, we don't... I was raised in an African Methodist church, but I also went to down south, which means it leans slightly Southern Baptist, kind of Pentecostally. Less Methodist than like when I moved up here in the African Methodist church, which is a little like more Methodist, which is more laid back. Methodist is really kind of laid back kind of religion, more laid back. They still kind of whatever. There's things that work out within it, but like I said, the down south version was a little more fire and brimstone because that's just how the South was. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna be some hell and damnation, and you better show the church and praise over and so on to get up out of that. But we don't do rosaries. We don't have Hail Marys. We don't really talk about Mary much at all. Like it just doesn't come up. But it's like I know it's a big part of Catholicism.
Yeah, the rosary, like the necklace, and like it's made so that like you can keep count while you're saying your 50 Hail Mary. Like my grandfather, I would like take naps and stuff when I was there on weekends.
Yeah.
And I would wake up and like him and my grandmother slept in different rooms because he snored so bad.
Yeah.
So like there were like times I'd wake up and like he'd just be in his room on his knees doing the rosary. Like I saw that shit all the time. Like, I even think I had a rosary at one point because it was like a gift.
Yeah.
I think I had one too. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, that was none of my experience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, I was, it was Baptist, and it was just more of a like you said, it was like a sense of togetherness. You went to Ponderosa afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, it was just never... I don't never remember being really scared about like God or the devil or anything like that.
But that's the thing, like down south, like I said, they tried to scare you. They oftentimes had events.
Even some of the stuff,
some
of the stuff that I was drugged to, because that's the thing. Like my grandparents, my biological grandparents are Catholic. My step grandparents, I don't know what the fuck she is, because she's like a fucking church nomad. She would go to a church for like 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
And she would get into some kind of fight with somebody over some disagreement or find something she didn't like about it. And then she would move on to another church. I got drugged to so many fucking churches as a kid. I don't know what any of the fucking religions were.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew that I had to show up, pretend that I gave a shit, sing the songs when they were looking at me. And there were times where they would throw me in like the Sunday school class with the other kids.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go in there and pretend like I knew about Jesus. And then, like they would, like you said, like there were times where, like after church, they'd have like picnics and shit for everyone to like eat. And I remember like she was dragging us to one time where like it was always like song filled. Like we have to get up and sing all the time. Like it was in like a funeral parlor on East 55th. We go like Saturday nights or some shit. I do remember the one church. It's near my house on I think it's Greenbrier. It's like down the street from the middle school. And I remember because the priest or whatever he was, his daughter went to high school with me. Like we weren't in the same grade. She was like 2 grades below us or something. But I remember one time, a bunch of us, we were at laser tag, and over there at Middleburg Heights, like in the plaza. And she was there too. And in the parking lot, she definitely flashed us her chesticles.
Oh.
So it is. I found that day to be true what they say, that the priest's daughter tends to be a little freaky.
My mama was a minister. She's since retired from the ministry, but I am a preacher's kid, and so I don't know if that makes you freaky per se.
Well, I mean, you're over here, thumping your chest for handies, so you got something in you.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Showing off your Hershey kiss.
Yeah.
So your boy came up as a preacher's kid, and I know what that meant. So when I was in junior high, I was an usher. They had a youth usher. So like every third Sunday, I would get to do usher stuff, which meant I got to let people into church, got to rock the gloves.
White gloves?
White gloves, yes. I used to have to help pass out the collection plates and make sure you walk at the end. And
they didn't even trust people to pass around the plate. Where we went to the church, it was a basket on a giant stick.
Yeah, that's how it is in Catholic
And they
church.
would just put it down the aisle, like, put your money in the basket, and they pull it back. There's no passing.
Well, in my church, it would start at the end. It would come down the row, and we go down the next row, pass it back, and it freestyle. It would weave amongst the other people.
Yeah.
I guess you just hope against hope. Motherfuckers ain't gonna steal from the law. But
this was a deep basket, and it was always wicker, and the handle was giant wicker. The handle must have been 10 feet long, so they could get in. Then they go around and get the other side.
So, like I said, that has been what has been my an issue. Like I said, so much so that I finally I had pulled down a bunch of episodes of people who I like this guy. I know that guy. I know these people. And I was like, let me just listen to those. But now this when I subscribe to it, I'm like, it just touches a part of me. Like I said, a part of my growth, my development. I'm like, man, I ain't thought about this in forever. Just the way church went and the ebbs and flows of church and how it went down. So that's why I thought I'd ask y'all how y'all experienced with that a bit, because like I said, it sparked my own mind on this situation.
I'm sorry. I just want to say the thing I miss most about all that is going to school and my classmates being in skirts. It's still my favorite accessory for porn to this day. It brings back good memories.
Oh,
I'm in the MILF, so.
Yeah, church girls was a thing that that was part of going to church. Because of course I didn't go to church in my neighborhood. So like you the new guy. I mean, you usually freshman you going to church.
Yeah.
So there was always some opportunities there that wasn't.
Well, like I said, they made us go to church as a class every Friday. Mm-hmm. So every Friday, up downs, when girls are around you, like in skirts, it's glorious. Glorious.
So I took the devil stuff seriously when I was a kid. I remember one time when I was 5, there was this hole in the ground. I don't know how deep it went, but I took the hose, I stuck it in the hole, I turned on the water like that. That'll take care of the devil.
Yeah, fuck you, Satan.
Shit, it does make sense.
I thought I was gonna take care of all the world's problems.
They told me this shit one time.
5-year-old saves the world.
That Sunday school class that I was forced into, and I've never forgotten it to this day. Where they were having us play this game of religious baseball, where you had to pick single, double, triple, home run, and they give you a question, and if you got it right, you got ghost runners and shit. So they told us at this class that one day that everything we say projects out into the universe and it carries on infinitely. So there's an infinite record of everything we've ever said. So we need to watch what we say and not curse, because God will be able to find it. And I went, that's bullshit.
And now we record our shit.
Yeah. It is literally my logical brain that pushed me to finally come to a place where I guess you sound atheist but atheism is a little too sure. But it's like where you just straight up saying ain't no God. I'm more like
I don't know what it is.
Bro, I can't even call it.
I put down atheist when I'm forced to fill out a category on a form or something.
Yeah.
But I'm more of I don't think so, but who knows?
What form is you filling out?
It goes down every now and again.
I got a dating app.
Oh.
It asks you for your religion. I think some you can put not no response or other or something.
Agnostic?
It might be on there. But atheist is usually where that kind of falls into.
Yeah.
But I'm more of I don't think so, but who fucking knows? I don't have the answers.
Yeah,
I'm not sway.
I feel like my toe is in religion. Not both toes. My other toe is like agnostic. I really don't care.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, if I were to meet a woman that I really like and we end up together, and she's religious, I feel like I don't give a shit enough to where like I could fake it. As long as it wasn't like church every Sunday, but if it was like you're dragging me there for Easter and Christmas, I lived through that.
Worst days to go.
I lived that life though as a kid. I understand what it entails. I can put up with that.
Yeah.
I can fake it for you, honey, and I won't even complain.
Yeah, I just feel like I know as a black man, like ain't no telling no black woman you don't believe in God for the most part. This
Otherwise, she'll put the fear of God in you.
I mean, no, but that's just not something to say. It's just like you gotta feel her out because I gotta have me a God-fearing man. Like, okay.
I was told as man of the house I have to figure out our spiritual path. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, that's some churches tell you that stuff
Oh,
too.
my wife.
Oh.
It's 2.
I mean, I kind of feel like
Hell no. But I can't fuck with that. But that's a whole other mindset.
If that was
I
put in
saw.
my court, I'd be like, all right, well, we're not anything.
Then we're nothing. Yeah, that worked out. Thanks for letting me thanks for letting me set this
Well,
up.
Got any more you want me to know?
I have to explain how I got. It's like a thesis.
well, hot dogs then, hot dogs and fries.
It's like a thesis. I got to explain how I got there, and it's got to be well thought out. It's like your answer's not as important as the explanation.
If that's the case, why did she put it on you to even decide?
Anyway, so what I'm saying is,
To torture me.
logic had come to me, and it's like I'd read about shit that I'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, the whole notion of the rapture, it only showed up in like 1855. I'm like, what do you mean? That hadn't been there this whole time? Because for a minute there, I was really freaked out about the idea of the rapture. They don't know if they talk about the rapture in Catholicism. They do talk about it like Baptist side of business. And so once I started logicking my way through the puzzle that was this shit, I kind of was like, yeah, y'all on some bullshit.
But at the same time, we can't use like sweet ass religious terms like God don't like ugly. I like saying that shit a whole lot. So,
Oh yeah, a lot of times like I'll be like, God damn it, or if I get
No, that's not what.
No, but I'm just saying like if like these weren't like it wasn't a thing, I wouldn't. What would I say? And like if I stubbed my toe, and I say, God damn it. Like if God wasn't even a thing, like if it never existed, what would I say when I stubbed my toe?
I don't know, most of the time I say "goddamn," C-O-T.
Yeah, but Swiss Beats do say that shit sweet. God damn it. So I guess so, but I do like saying God don't like ugly enough to stay somewhere like I might
I
come
think
back
that
to the
lady
church.
over there is towing the line on like adult versus child, like as far as her height is concerned.
You know what? That's starting to freak me out a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm just like, that is a grown ass woman. She's full like working with all these other people, business attire and everything.
Can you date someone
But she looks like she's like 4'6".
Yeah, like I remember, like I used to like shorter girls, and then I started looking at their legs and how small they are. I'm like, it just started freaking me out. Something about those little ass legs just started making me queasy inside.
I don't know if I can date you if I can't take you on a roller coaster. Not that I'm a big roller coaster
little.
fan,
I'm talking about like
but I'd like the option.
I don't know, because
That actually worked in my favor because I don't like roller coasters. But I unfortunately have to go.
Oh,
Guys.
it's all good. We're gonna slide on, pick a fork in this anyway.
I wanted to see these midget strippers for a long time, and then I realized that I don't.
Yeah.
Because I seen a midget stripper on World Star Hip Hop, and she was like jumping on people from the stage, like
Stage diving on people? Mm-hmm. I thought there was a no touching rule. How am I gonna if I observe the rule, I'm letting you fall on the ground.
I think this is like
There's no such rule in this county or state.
I don't know, but I think this was in
Daniels got
Atlanta.
busted.
This was like a about it ass black little stripper. She had like red hair and shit.
They had to they went ahead and let that case roll and are considering bringing charges against the officers that arrested her. So
I didn't follow up on that.
yeah. That story down was bullshit in the great state of Ohio. The state we call home was some bullshit. It was bullshit off the rip, but it got even more bullshit as time went on.
Well, Fat Gerald got his handy. That's all that matters.
Holy cow.
One of the best stories.
Anyway, that was Stage Crunch Boy episode 301. My man Box had to dip out quick to get back to the office. But that is the real ODP.
Hey, white people, stop lying about how clean dogs are. I'm not believing it anymore. Now I heard a story yesterday that said dogs are cleaner than a man's beard. I'm like, I wash my beard. That is bullshit. don't tell me a dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's. Dogs eat shit.
That's Tatum 216.
I ain't seen a dog eat shit in a long time, but I know men eat ass.
I am the Internet Taylor 713. You've just been podcasting. I know you loved it. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you?